Hi, Matt here, epicrealestate.com. And in this video, you're going to learn 2 creative ways to use the word credit in your offers, your due diligence, and your creative finance deals so you can buy more property using less money. This one word has saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars in my negotiations over the last decade. It's almost like a magic money-making trick when used correctly, and I'm gonna pull back the curtain and reveal it to you. Being successful with creative financing and investing, it depends greatly on the understanding that you're out to purchase property in one of 2 ways, by either the seller's price in your terms or your price in the seller's terms. As long as you get control of one of those, the price or the terms, you can turn every transaction into a killer deal for yourself. Now, with that in mind, it's important to understand that the price is the seller's love language. They're fixed on the sales price. It's the only thing they really understand. I mean, they don't have a clue as to what creative financing is or what's possible. So typically, if you can give them their price, even if it's full price, even if it's a price greater than fair market value, you can get quite a bit of wiggle room when you control the terms. If you'd like a list, by the way, of 21 of the most commonly used creative terms, along with some other creative and seller financing stuff that you'll find useful, I put them in the description below. Just click the show more link and it'll all open up for you. So let's look at this very simple term, credit, and how you can use it creatively to give the seller their price while you still get a good deal. Now, credit defined, it's the provision of money, goods, or services with the expectation of future payment. And for our purposes, we'll look at credit as the provision of money with the expectation of future payment in the form of a price reduction. So when negotiating your deal, the seller may reveal that there's a $10,000 lien on the property or a $10,000 court judgment. And your response is, no problem. That's a good disposition to maintain during your conversations with the seller, by the way. No problem, no big deal, meaning the very reason they're talking to you instead of a realtor is they've got a problem, one that a realtor can't solve or not solve fast enough. And when the seller starts sharing their issues with you, you can put them at ease with something as simple as no problem. You might even follow it up with making them feel good about it. Like, so you've got a judgment on the property? No problem. You know, I see this all the time, and congrats to you for addressing it before it became a more serious issue. I can take care of this for you though. No big deal. You can build a lot of trust and rapport with a seller by making them feel okay about their problem and that you've got it covered. So now, when it's time to finalize the price of the property, rather than deducting the $10,000 judgment from the price, you'll actually give them their price and simply just write into the additional notes of the contract, seller to credit buyer, $10,000 judgment credit at closing. This is easier for the seller to accept because you've given them their price and you've justified the credit by calling it for what it is, a credit to take care of their $10,000 judgment. If it were a $10,000 lien on the property, just write it in as a lien credit. This way, the seller gets their price and you still get your discount. Sounds like nothing more than semantics, you may be thinking. And you'd be thinking correctly. Psychologically though, it moves the transaction, it moves the conversation forward with less resistance, and you get to solve the seller's problem. And that's what we do. We exchange equity for peace of mind. You know, motivated sellers will take that trade every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Mondays too, probably. Now, the second scenario. Imagine that you brilliantly negotiated your purchase price with the seller and they accept it. So the next thing you're likely to do is order a physical inspection of the property. And when it's complete, the inspection revealed some unexpected and costly repairs needed for the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. Under your current contract with the seller, this new expense that you just found would be a deal breaker for you. But you know you negotiated this price to the seller's absolute bottom, and asking for a price reduction might be more than the seller could handle. So rather than asking for a price reduction, you're going to ask for a repair credit instead. And it might sound something like this. Mr. Seller, you know, I'm not sure that I can buy your house now under our current agreement after I reviewed the physical inspection report. As you can see here, the inspector revealed some serious issues with the HVAC system that neither one of us were aware of. And just to confirm, I had a contractor bid out the work as you can see here. So for me to close and to close on time, to see to it that you get your proceeds, I would simply need a repair credit for this amount applied at closing. How would you like to move forward? Again, you didn't mess with their price and you got your discount. Now, it's not a slam dunk every time. Every deal is going to be a different animal that you're dealing with, but you'll find that you're going to experience a lot less resistance from sellers when instead of asking for a price reduction, you ask for a credit at close. Now, I've never done this before, but I could imagine if your intent was to wholesale this particular property, and after marketing it for a while, you are unable to find a new buyer, instead of going back to the seller to ask for a price reduction, consider asking for a market credit or an investor credit to be issued at closing. You can call it whatever you want, as long as it's logically justified with the appropriate label. The point is, when you need a lower price up front or a price reduction during the transaction, leave the seller's price alone as much as you can and ask for a credit instead. By letting the seller have the price and you take control of the terms, typically you can create an even better deal for yourself than if you insisted on your price. Another really simple term like payment, it can turn any non-deal into an actual deal if you know the 5 different creative ways to use the word payment in your offers. And I'll put a link to that video for you right here. By the way, I post creative stuff like this every week, so you can stay tuned in here by clicking the subscribe button to get the latest creative strategies that are currently working in the market. And if you're ready to take this to the next level in learning how to find seller finance deals and how to present them to sellers so that they're more inclined to say yes, I put some links for you below in the description. Just click the show more link and they're all yours. Pick and choose what you need most right now. So what did you find most valuable? Let me know below. And who else do you know that may also enjoy this? When their name comes to mind, please share with them. Oh, and if you're already subscribed, I pulled this video out special for you to watch next. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.